back, everyone, to Tobermory Trail Race for 2021. We're pleased to be able to put on this event for you, the Tobermory Trail Marathon, Half Marathon, and Relay Marathon. Looking forward to having you all back in person with a lovely in-person event. But this is some safety guidelines that you're going to have to go through. The movie should take about 5 minutes of your time, and please listen carefully to all the advice. It's prerequisite for racing on race day. It's mandatory to carry a whistle and to carry your own hydration needs. It's also recommended to carry a fully charged cell phone, the trail map, a small first aid kit, trail running shoes, long socks for poison ivy risk, some energy gels or carbohydrates, and a hat.
So approximately 6 kilometers of the course you'll be running is crushed gravel road and some pavement, but the rest of it is some of the toughest technical single track trail that you will run on, covered in roots, rocks, crevices, and some lovely cliff edges.
COVID precaution number 1 at this year's race is that there will be no aid stations throughout the course, and you'll be responsible for your own water and food needs throughout the afternoon and morning. There will, however, be an opportunity to have a drop bag dropped at the relay handoff location for the marathon.
The majority of the course follows the Bruce Trail, but we do use some private property and some side trails, so it's marked with orange pin flags, some flagging tape, and some orange directional arrows. If you go more than 500 meters without seeing any of those, you have definitely gone off course.
During the race, you must be able to hear. If you choose to wear earphones, you will be disqualified.
The course contains a large section that has two-way traffic on it, so slower racers, please be courteous and move out of the way of faster racers. We also don't have solo access to the trail, so there will be hikers on it. So again, please be courteous to the hikers. They actually have priority on the trail.
There is poison ivy on the trail. We strongly recommend that you wear long socks, and there will be poison ivy cleaning stations for you at those checkpoints. If it starts to rain, be careful. The trail will become very slippery. If it starts to thunder or lightning, that's another scenario. Proceed as safely as you can to the nearest aid station, either ahead or behind you, and wait there. Everyone's time will be adjusted.
The Massasauga rattler will rarely bite unless it is provoked. And the most common provocation is when people are trying to pick it up or to poke it with a stick. The bite itself is rarely lethal unless it is left untreated. Anyone who's bitten by a Massasauga rattler needs to seek medical attention, and if that medical attention is not readily available, at least keep the bite elevated while someone can go for help.
COVID precaution number 2 is that all racers will need to complete the COVID screening test on the Canada Trace app. Your racer start time will be allocated to in advance and communicated in a racer newsletter. However, you can also inquire on racer check-in as to your start time, which will be unique from other racers.
If you think you might require medication on the trail, such as Ventolin or an EpiPen, please carry it with you.
Bee stings and wasps abound on the Bruce Peninsula. While very few people are allergic to them, some people's allergy simply involves swelling, and that's not a big deal. Others also include hives. Hives can mean that things are going to go from bad to worse. The real key is there any change in breathing? Is there a problem with wheezing when the person is breathing after a bee sting? Those people are going to get into serious trouble. They must race with an EpiPen because without it, it literally can be lethal.
The bulk of the race goes through Parks Canada property. You're expected to pack in and pack out your items. If you litter, you'll be disqualified from the race.
If at any time you require assistance during the run, you can call the CSO number, which is found under bib.
If you're choosing to withdraw from the event, you need to notify the nearest marshal or check station and redeem or relinquish your timing chip. Failure to do so may cause an unnecessary search and rescue effort at your expense.
Black bears are found on the Bruce Peninsula, and it's entirely possible that you may see one. They're usually quite shy and will run away quickly. If you see a black bear, however, move slowly and back away, looking around you to make sure that you're not between a mother and cub.
The trail is not closed for the run, so there will be other hikers on the trail. Racers are expected to be courteous and pass when appropriate.
There's reasonable cell coverage throughout the course, but if you can't get a signal, just flag down the next racer to report your difficulty to the next checkpoint.
If you see a racer in distress, please stop and offer assistance. Please do not move them if they look unwell, and wait for the next racer to pass by, notifying someone further down the course. If you do have the cell signal, please call 911 if there's an emergency.
If there's been any rain or even a heavy morning dew, the rocks will be incredibly slippery, even well into the afternoon in shaded areas. So watch your footing and run according to conditions.
Now, running on the Bruce Trail on the Bruce Peninsula is not for the faint of heart. It's an exhilarating, constant, up and down run with cliffs, deep crevices, and then the need occasionally to crawl or even slide on your bum. PASA makes all racers carry a whistle while on course. Whistle 3 times if you're lost. And if you're actually on course and you hear 3, respond with 2. Slowly make your way towards each other.
Our ability to hold the race is due in part to an incredible safety record of past racers. The National Park will not allow us to continue to do the race should we require extraction of multiple racers who have pushed their limits too far.
COVID precaution number 3 is that unfortunately we won't be able to offer any food, meals, or any in-person awards. You'll be given a prize and a finisher's medal upon completion of the race, and you'll be encouraged to gather elsewhere after. If your friends and family want to see you race, there'll be plenty of opportunities in downtown Tobermory at the beginning and end of the marathon race. It just will not be at the finish line itself.
Nobody is making you do this. You're here because you signed a waiver. And that waiver notes that death or serious injury may occur. By starting the race, you agree that you accept that risk. Have a good run.
So that about does it for tips and tricks on how to stay safe during the Tobermory Trail Race. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I'd like to thank everyone who starred in it, and we will see you at the finish line. Have an excellent day, and good luck racing. Okay, try again.